So I just got the welding sticks here from inside. Keep them inside in the toolbox. It's good. I got myself a welding mask that actually fits, and all the tools are out here. And we're fixing this feed bunk. This thing is broken here, so I'm just gonna. No, I never take these apart. So I'm gonna put some T-bar. This is T-bar. It's weird stuff. I don't think you can just buy that. This was made for something. So put a piece of T-bar in there, and then we'll work on the bottom later, and then I'll fix that up. See how the frame is just broken right there. There's a piece that we're missing. So this bunk doesn't need a lot. And then, since it has these things, we'll run a rebar on the top here, probably on the outside or on the top, to give it support. It's also easier to pick it up with the tractor. So, got the 220 arc welder out here with, I think those are 60 13 rods, and a cord for the grinders. check this out. So what I'm gonna do is, it broke right there. I'm gonna weld that. I'm gonna weld this on. You can't weld it there, it's too thin. I'm gonna weld it to this sheet metal if I can, into that side, and then I'm either gonna use a longer rebar to go, all the way from that joint over here, all the way over to maybe the T-bar. I think I'll do that because I don't think we have enough. I don't think we have enough T-bar left, so probably just use rebar. Rebar's pretty good though, and yeah. So I'm gonna keep this on here. It'll help. So I'll weld it to this, and then I'll weld the rebar to it, and then tack weld the sheet steel on there. And now I could put supports here maybe with rebar, but that'll be after. No, I'm not gonna try to put square tubing. That's gonna take too much time. Doesn't really matter. But I'm gonna weld this up and make that fix. a good mask. That's the thing about arc welding masks, is they just have the, these were designed for arc welding, but you can use them for any type of welding pretty well. The thing that flaps up, it's nothing electric on that, and the electric ones the auto darkening ones are nice, but I've had 2 of them, and each one of them hasn't lasted more than a year. So I just got that. This one, even if it's expensive or cheap, those last forever. There's one in there that's 40 years old. It actually would fit me. The inside thing fits me, but the outside is just too big and heavy. So this one's better. So as you can see, this container's empty, and our other rod, we have some other small rods, but they're really old. I'm not gonna fight with those. But the rebar's on here. My uncle did that. He put it up here. I was originally just gonna run it on the outside, but I think it's actually better on here. And then he thought to put that in there, and then I'm gonna weld that up when we flip this thing upside down. But before we flip it upside down, we'll put a ring of rebar on the top. Did pretty well. The other welder's not working. That's the only reason we're using this thing, but the other welder is so much better for this type of work. I'd probably be using the other welder. This part was a bit difficult to get on there, but it worked. And then when we flip it upside down, I'll weld under here and under there, or under anywhere I didn't get from the top. And then we'll put, a ring around the top another day. And we may or may not fix this. The bolts are in there. It's still holding. That'll probably break. We should probably fix that. Here's these pieces off of a square baler, New Holland square baler. So these are, I think those would be good for, we got 2 of them. So see, there's rebar in the bottom of this, but on the top of that, or we can use the 2 of them to put over here. So we get one of these, cut it. Actually, might not even need to. Just cut one or put the angle part on there. That would work well. But really, this would be better for the bottom. In there like that. Under the bottom and weld it up. And then, I could just get a piece of T-bar. Put a T-bar on here and a T-bar and a flat bar, just like on that side. We have more T-bar. But I think it's good to save the T-bar for the small areas. Because I don't think any steel factory makes T-bar anymore. I don't know where these come from, but they're not factory made. But they really should make factory T-bar the same as because it's milder steel. Turn that off. Because you can bend it, and then you can weld it here and on the top, and it fits in there. It's strong. It really supports that. So they really could make T-bar. That would be a handy. It's strong stuff. But angle iron is really close to T-bar, so angle iron is not much different. I guess you could just use an angle iron for that. But angle iron is harder to bend, I think. So we're out of welding rods, and I'm getting kind of tired. We've been at this for probably 2 or 3 hours now. So we'll finish this. And also I have an ear infection, a minor ear infection. So we'll finish this another day. So this is, but it's mostly done. I don't think it'll take as long to get the rebar on the tops of these. But Also, this wheel loader has been very handy as a steel bending machine. I think it's been more handy as a steel bending machine this year and last year than as a wheel loader, because it's been sitting here for 2 years. So what you can do is stick the rebar in there, and then you kind of, you stick it in there and then bend it. It works really well. So it's a pretty old machine. This is like a 70, probably maybe about a 70 or 60-year-old machine. Maybe a bit more than that. But I drove this for a while. This is a nice machine when it works. He's got the bucket on it, and it has a grapple. It has a logging grapple bucket, and that grapple bucket you can put this contraption on, this thing, and then you can have a hay fork that goes on it, and then you can have a hay fork on this machine. And here's look at that. There's a little bit of snow holding this stump up. But here's the logging winch that I need to put some sort of stand system on it, because that's what happens to it. It just falls over, and then it gets, covering it with snow is probably our fault, but still, it just gets tipped over, and it just falls over. It needs some more designing done on it. Okay, so I was expecting to finish this feed bunk, but I never did. My uncle moved it, and at the time I'm recording this voice recording, I've had this video on my editing program for quite a while, and I haven't posted it. And it's the end of the snow part of spring, so the feed bunks don't get used a lot, so I will finish that bunk next year. But all the main repairs are done to it. Anything else I would have done, you don't really need to do it, but if you go that extra mile, it will make it a lot stronger. So that's a very unsatisfying end to a video, but I think I'm still gonna. I was almost thinking of scrapping this video idea, but I think I'm gonna put this out. There's lots of people out there that want to see feed bunk fixing videos, so I may as well put this video out there. So that's it for this video.